We have a big schedule coming back on the two games that have been played yesterday in Champions League. The big words of Sir Ratcliffe that spoke about Manchester United present and future. The comeback, another one from Liverpool yesterday in Premier League, and then introducing Europa League games of this evening. My name is Giuseppe. I hope you're all doing well. Welcome back on the channel. Together we will cover football, all these topics and much more. But if you didn't yet, please, maximum of like. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And let me thank you for the past few days with a lot of your support, watching the videos, putting a maximum of likes and comments. Thank you. I have a question before speaking about football. How did you discover the channel? Are you new? Is it the first time that you watch it, that you see me? Or are you coming back from my first initial channel where I'm speaking every single day about Juventus? Let me know in the comment section because I'm really curious to know who you are, to meet you and having a closer contact. We start with something that shocked me this morning when I woke up. Not the 3 points, the three first points of Inter Miami, but actually what happened on the field. Because you know it, when you have an injured player on the field, you have two possible ways of reacting. Or you put the ball out of the field out of fair play, and then the opposition team, when they start back, they give you back the ball. That's one. Or you just ignore and you continue. And we saw both things in football, and then we debate. Do we agree? Do we disagree? But yesterday evening, the number 10 of Inter Miami, yes, Lionel Messi, he decided that seeing the player on the ground, he went on the right side first before cutting in, going closer and closer to that player until the moment that he was really in contact. He decided to chip the ball over the player. He's going on the left side of the player, avoiding the player and trying to go on target with a shot that have been blocked by a defender that came out of nowhere. What is the reaction of Lionel Messi? That's his face. A big smile, not caring at all about the player that is on the ground. Was he faking? Was he not faking? I have no idea. And now my big question, was it disrespectful? Was it actually genius for him to not stop and to go on target? Because one thing that matters the most, like Sergio Conceição said yesterday, is winning, is not the beautiful game. I have no idea. I'm still asking myself. It's too early in the morning for me to put a maximum of good ideas, good vibes on what happened on the field. So let me know. I'm curious what you think about what happened yesterday. Now we go to Champions League, because yesterday there were two games. One, Napoli against Barcelona with the youngest ever player to play in the knockout stages. We are speaking about Yamal. The other game, Porto Arsenal, with also there the oldest field player, because he will turn 41 in a few days, that played in the knockout stages. We are speaking about Pepe. Let's start with Napoli against Barcelona. Napoli that last season, a few months ago, won the title in Italy after 33 years. And on the other side, Barcelona that a few months ago also won their own league, La Liga, in Spain, finishing first, beating all the other teams. I know that these teams in this season have huge difficulties. It's not a coincidence. Napoli is at 27 points from the leaders, and they already changed 3 coaches. It's not a coincidence. Barcelona is behind the miracle Girona, and Xavi already announced that at the end of the season will leave. I knew that they were not playing nice football, productive football, that they were not able to win their game easily, that they had problems or offensively or defensively, some even both of them. I knew all these kind of things, but I was expecting something else. I was expecting something totally different of what we saw yesterday. The first half was a horror show of mistakes, tactically but also technically. So many bad passes. The intensity was absolutely nowhere to find. Looks like it was a real disaster, and we immediately understood it after a few minutes. The highlights of the beginning of the game was probably between the first and second halves, because the camera is going to the stands. Who do we see there? President Aurelio De Laurentiis, president of Napoli, that is discussing with someone. And who is that person? Who is that man? It is Bernd Rijkaard, the boss of Super League A22. Well, it's really strange. It made me smile between the first and the second half when I saw that the boss of Super League is speaking with big smiles with Aurelio De Laurentiis, where actually the Champions League game organized by Seferin, the president of UEFA, is actually ongoing. Really strange. What are they cooking, both of them? I have absolutely no idea. But going back to the game, I was absolutely disappointed in what I was seeing. Barcelona, they had a huge chance immediately to kill the game, and they didn't kill the game in the beginning of the game. They slow it down. They had a few attempts and they were not able to kill the game immediately when they had the chance, because we remember the coach of Napoli was there since 24 hours. He didn't have the chance to really prepare the game. Well, Barcelona, they missed the chance to immediately kill the game. Now, coming back on something that happened yesterday, not only the teams were falling off, but also some players. The MVP of Serie A of last season, Kvaratskhelia, disaster game. 4.5 is his rating in Gazzetta dello Sport this morning. We had to wait until the 60th minute to see finally a goal, the one of Lewandowski. Lewandowski that is climbing that ranking. I'm not sure. I don't believe that he will be able to surpass Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. You see 140 goals in Champions League for the first one, 129 for the second one, but he's taking distance also now with Karim Benzema that is not playing Champions League anymore. Well, I think he will still be there, and I'm not sure when we will see someone that will overtake him with that third spot. What are the papers speaking about? Well, looks like they're okay. Spanish papers, or at least Sport, is saying passo adelante with that 1-1 of yesterday, a step forward. And in Italy, more or less the same reaction with Corriere dello Sport. They're saying Napoli c'è. There is Napoli. Napoli is alive. They are there. Osi e speri. You have to try and you have to believe, having faith in the return game in Barcelona when they will play in 3 weeks. On the other side, you have also the other one that are a bit more realistic about what happened yesterday. Mundo Deportivo in Spain saying poco premio, because Barcelona, according to them, were stronger and they had more chances, but they didn't have a lot of rewards of the game. Only the 1-1 is a bit tight for the Catalunya team, according to Mundo Deportivo. Marca, well, they are saying actually a bit more what really happened. Al Barça le faltó colmillo. To Barça, what they really missed yesterday was that anger, that spirit, that grinta, and that's actually what we saw yesterday, especially in the initial minutes of the game, where they really had the advantage over a Napoli that was totally lost on the field. They didn't kill it. Well, 1-1. Is it better for Barcelona that now will play at home? Is it better for Napoli? I think that at the moment, as we speak, Napoli has a bit of advantage. Why? Because if the coach that was there since 24 hours did already okay yesterday, in 3 weeks, he will have a lot more time to prepare the game. And now that's dangerous for Barcelona. On the other side, there was another game yesterday. Porto against Arsenal. 1-0. 1-0. Not for Arsenal, for Porto. And how is the Portuguese media covering it? Señor de Europa. The Mr. Europe, and they are putting in big, of course, the big goal, the fantastic goal of the guy that scored yesterday, Galeno. 5th goal already in Champions League. Galeno sai da lampada. Galeno, the guy that came out of nowhere, out of the lamp. A bit the genius of the lamp yesterday with that 94th minute goal. Dragao e fogo. The Dragao Stadium is on fire, and yesterday, yes, when he scored that goal, the stadium, they were on fire. It was crazy to feel that atmosphere, that vibe yesterday with all the supporters that were so happy. The one of Porto, of course, not the one of Arsenal. Well, I saw yesterday on Troll Football an image that is actually representing what I believe what happened really yesterday. We see that coming back from a cartoon, the big cat that is actually mocking that small bulldog, and they are saying, look at you, Arsenal, look at you. Do you remember? Do you remember? Give me Real Madrid instead of Porto. And then Arsenal coming back with a lot of injuries, because yesterday, yes, indeed, they lost 1-0. And yes, it's true, if you are looking on the momentum of that game, you will see that for so much time of the game, Arsenal was in possession and they were probably playing even better than Porto, and I agree with that, but 0 shots on target. 0 shots on target for Arsenal. It's only the second time in Champions League in their history that they are not able to go on target at least one time. After the game, Arteta said, we played better, and Sergio Conceição, the coach of Porto, said, yeah, they wanted to play, we wanted to win. And this is what matters. You know what I believe happened yesterday? You know what I really believe what happened yesterday? It's a bit what I was referring to yesterday when I told you today Arsenal is playing, and the media in England, nobody is speaking about that game. They were only speaking about Manchester City win over Brentford. Well, I believe that Arsenal disrespected a bit Porto. Not only the fans, but also the players, also the media, that didn't take the time to understand that Porto is a real reality of European football. Probably they even have more European experience than Arsenal. They didn't take the time to really understand, to study. At the end of the game, Arteta is even saying, now we know who they are. Oh, now we know. It's too late. You had to know who they were before playing in the Dragao Stadium that is always on fire. I believe it's really a big pity. And then that goal at the 94, that ball is turning. I believe it's still turning. What a goal. It was just fantastic. And you know what? Today they still don't speak about Arsenal. Well, if yesterday they had to present the game, today probably they are avoiding to speak about the shame, because it is a shame if after 7 seasons you go back in Champions League and this is the performance that you are able to deliver. It is a shame. Well, today the media in England, they are speaking about Ratcliffe, because yesterday he spoke in front of microphones, and you can see that all the pages are covering his words. I wanted to come back on 3 things that he said yesterday that are quite important. The first thing he said: would it help if Manchester City were found guilty of the 115 breaches, etc., etc.? He said something that I really appreciated. He said, I would not wish that upon them. I just want to smash them on the field. And that's the spirit. What happens to a club in difficulty of the field? Their problem. We care about ourselves. We want to beat them on the field. We don't care that they are strong, that they just won the Champions League or they won everything that was able or available there last season. They are strong. They are second at the moment in Premier League, but they are extremely strong. One of the strongest teams of earth, but we want to beat them on the field. And that's beautiful, because you show that you want to go on the field and beat every single opponent. As he said yesterday, I will knock the enemies off the perch. Then the second thing that he said, he spoke about Ten Hag, about the coach of Manchester United, and he said, you know, in all these difficult moments that we had in the last season, we had a lot of different coaches, and I believe that nobody was able to do really well. Nobody was able to be successful. That would say to me that there is something wrong with the environment, and that's also another thing that is important. You don't start building from the bottom. You start building or trying to find a solution from the top. So really nice work from the new boss of Manchester United that is aware what he needs to fix, but also sending a message. No, we can't wait 10 years because that would be extremely too long, so we don't have a 10-year plan, but patience is needed. If you believe that we will go and play like Manchester City immediately, or the way that they play against Real Madrid at least last season, it is not really realistic. There will be patience that will be needed, at least a 3-year plan. And that's also good. At least he's telling the reality to the Manchester United fans. Good one. Well, Manchester United that will have the first difficulties because they will have to play without Luke Shaw, with a big injury that will take him out of the field for a few months. Muscular injury for him. Yesterday in Premier League there was another game. Liverpool that won 4-1. End of the first half, Luton was winning 1-0. I was yesterday extremely sure that Luton would have win that game. I was about to say it on the channel, I didn't say it, luckily, because at the end of the first half, when I watched the score, I was actually smiling. I said, you know, I was not wrong. I was not wrong, and at the end, Van Dijk, 56, Gakpo, 58, and then 2 more goals from Diaz and Elliott at the 90th. They win 4-1, and they are again first in that ranking now with 1 more game. 60 points for them, but it's crazy, and this season, 22 times they were able to win points from the moment that they were actually losing some points. Comeback. 22 times is really huge. It's incredible. They didn't give up on Jurgen Klopp that will leave at the end of the season. And now we introduce the Europa League games that will be played this evening with a few games. One important will be Benfica against Toulouse, the French team that lost against them 2-1 in the first round. Now they have the chance to do the miracle. Well, this evening they will have to pay attention because on the field there will be Joao Neves that a few days ago lost, unfortunately, his mother that was long time sick. She passed away, rest in peace to her, but he wants to give her an homage in being there on the field this evening. Courageous decision. I'm not sure if I would be able to do it. Football, no football. I don't know if I would find that courage. This evening there will be another game. Roma that will play against Feyenoord. Roma full sold out stadium. The atmosphere will be crazy. Pieno d'amore, full of love towards the team of the Italian capital. Sportwereld is saying, pay attention. Do we have a savior in Roma? And who could be that savior? Is their goalkeeper? Well, I just want to point out that the first round was 1-1. If you want to win that game, you need more than the goalkeeper. Not only the goalkeeper this evening. It is what it is. In Bundesliga, of course, the first pages are all going towards Thomas Tuchel, that yesterday we know it, at the end of the season, would no longer be part of the project Bayern Munich. I hope you enjoyed that video. Don't forget, maximum of like, continue to subscribe to the channel. Thank you. I believe that we covered football.